Ben and I were down here thinking we were going to talk about their first back-to-back losses in a month. Not so fast, my friends. Not so fast. As we welcome you here to Phillies Post-Game Live, brought to you by Cure Auto Insurance. Big ninth inning. Ben Davis, Amy Fadul. Phillies pull victory from the jaws of defeat, Ben.
I wasn't thinking about talking about a defeat.
I was writing things down.
You speak for yourself, young lady. No, that was a great W. All-around great W. Nice to see Aaron Nola get back on track. He didn't have it in the first couple innings, but able to get through 6 innings, and the bullpen was awesome. 3 innings pitched, 4 hits, 1 earned run, 6 Ks, just the 1 walk. Bullpen was phenomenal, and that last run you saw off the bat of Charlie Blackmon with an RBI double. But this is a ball club that really, they were kind of down and out, but they would find a way to come back. Bryce doing his thing, 4 RBIs on the night. He's now got 41 RBIs on the season. This is a ball club that it was nice to see. This was a very good team win because going into that inning, you're thinking the Phillies cannot score 4 runs in 2 games at Coors Field, and obviously that didn't happen.
We're going to check in with Rob Thomson from Colorado and Ruben Amaro Jr. as well. But I want to go back to something they said on the broadcast. Every player got either a hit or a walk. I mean, talk about a team effort. 17th come from behind victory this season. That leads all of majors. They're 30-7 their last 37, 18-4 in the month of May. We've talked about it before. This team believes every single game that they can win. And
they believe in every single at-bat, every pitch that they throw. This is not just fly by the seat of their pants. There's an approach to everything that they do, and there's a reason behind everything that they do. They're not just going up there haphazardly trying, well, I hope I get a fastball and I can hit it, or I hope I can make this pitch. No, everything has a cause and a reason behind it, and that's what I like about this ball club. But 37-15 on the season, now 7 games up on the Braves. This is a very good sign of a ball club that can win another series tomorrow afternoon.
38-15. Do not sell them short, Ben Davis, because they are
That's right, 38-15, my bad.
That's all right. That's what I'm here for. I wrote it down. That was one of the fun numbers I wrote down. I crossed out all the ones that were not so fun. Let's go back out to Colorado and check in with Ruben Amaro Jr. And, Ruben, we've been talking about the numbers, but the most important one is the 8-4 victory. They did not have anything going, a huge night, but good things happen apparently after midnight, but also when you walk Brandon Marsh.
Yeah, it was interesting that Harry Black ended up going with Jalen Beeks and leaving him out there, and then it ended up being not really a clean inning for Lawrence, but you got to give the Phillies a lot of credit. I mean, this is a team that for 17 innings they hadn't really done a whole lot offensively in the first 2 games, and then they exploded. I mean, they got huge contributions from everybody, but and this is sort of epitomizes what this team's about. I mean, it pretty much takes a village, and the entire village has been contributing, and it's been really impressive run.
Dominguez, Ruiz, and Turnbull came in and did just an outstanding job in 7, 8, and 9 for the Phils tonight. I know Turnbull gave up that 9th inning run there, but this bullpen, I know Alvarado gave it up last night, but this is a bullpen that they compete within the strike zone, don't they, Rube?
Yeah, they've gotten a lot better just across the board, and it's really big for Sir Anthony Dominguez. I think that the job that he did with man on third, less than 2 outs, he allowed that guy to steal that base at third base, but he really bared down and made a couple of excellent pitches. He didn't panic, and I think that's going to be great for his psyche. I think it's going to be great for the bullpen and for the Phillies, because if he starts throwing the ball the way he has in the past, I mean, it can be an awfully deep bullpen. And I think that Turnbull is just starting to get, kind of revved up as far as understanding what he has to do and how he has to feel and how he has to prepare to be in that bullpen. I know he did give up a run, but I think he threw the ball generally pretty well. And then, I mean, what can you say about Ruiz? He's been outstanding. He's just done a heck of a job, sort of in a fill-in role, and you got to give him a lot of credit for doing the work that he's done in his last several outings.
Stubbs is the one that got them to the lead 4-3, and then Bryce Harper, well, he really got that lead comfortably so. A rocket that just went right out to left field. You heard all the fans, Phillies fans, seemingly taking over that ballpark. Bryce Harper did not get to play basically in last night's game, but he made this one really count. How good was that to see, Ruben?
Yeah, that was big for him. I mean, I know he was changing up his gloves. He went no gloves. Yeah. He went gloves, and trying to change his luck a little bit, but it was very clear that he was going to try to stay in the middle of the field. Sometimes his feet start to move when he pulls off the ball a little bit, but when he's hitting the ball the other way and up the middle, that's when he's having his most success. And he hits a fastball that is up and away a little bit, and he hammers it. I mean, I thought it had the distance. We just didn't know whether or not it was going to be able to stay fair, but he kept it fair, and that was a huge, 3-run bomb.
Bryson Stott with a knock, Alec Bohm with a couple knocks. After a couple quiet games for both those guys respectively, they were able to get it going tonight, and the swings were on point.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much everybody contributed. They were a little long with their swings, I think, early in the game, and it almost seemed like, to me, just watching and observing that maybe they were trying to drive the ball out of the ballpark. But it just seemed like they tightened things up a little bit later on in the game and had some pretty good at-bats. Ended up getting a couple of knocks and putting the ball in play. I'm not worried about those guys. Those guys have been really consistent, really impressive, and you can't keep neither one of those guys down for too long.
No, you cannot, and you saw that tonight. Everybody hits, and if you didn't, you got to walk, and they got the win. Thanks so much, Ruben. We'll see you tomorrow.
Ruben. See you bright and early.
Bright and early, that's right. Got a day game tomorrow, bright and early for them out there as we setting the pace. And here's some great numbers. They lead the Braves by 7 in the NL East. Braves lost to the Pirates tonight, 38-15, best record in baseball, best record through 53 games since 1976. You can see that they were 38-15 back then through 53. 30-7, 18-4, on pace for a measly 116 wins.
Nintendo numbers.
Exactly.
These are Nintendos you can try and think about. And we heard Dave Dombrowski and Rob Thomson say you wanted to make a concerted effort to get off to a good start. Do you think you could ever have envisioned these numbers getting off to a good start? And both of those got to a man said, no, we didn't envision this. We were hoping it would be a portion of this. But to have these numbers on, this late in May, and to be able to just look up there and say 30-7 in their last 37 games, I mean, it's unheard of. And they're just doing it. They're doing it in every aspect of the game, and it's clean baseball, and it's fun to watch. That's for sure.
I mentioned they have 17 come from behind victories. The Rockies have 17 total wins. So the Phillies get this one. Let's check in with Rob Thomson after his team's victory.
So what bottom of the order really came through there in the ninth inning? Which impressed you most about the approach you guys had there?
Yeah, well, so they brought the lefty back out in the top, or in the top of the ninth. And Harper told me that when in his at bat, the lefty didn't throw him a strike. So that's why we stayed with Marsh, and he knew that what the situation was. He drew the walk, which was huge. He got us going. Sosa gets the triple down the line, and Stubby gets a big hit. Stubby had a great night. I mean, geez, 2 hits, steals third, makes a great play in front of the plate, throws a guy out, catches a great game. It was a really, really great night for him. Really good to see.
It's been kind of a tough season for him on the whole. What is it like to see that after, out of the way the first couple months?
Oh, it's great. I think any backup catcher on this ball club is going to have a tough go of it, because it's tough to play every 5th day, or sometimes with off days it's every 7th day or 8th day, and but he does a great job being prepared.
And Sosa just keeps doing this. I mean, he leads the National League in slugging since the Turner injury. What are you seeing out of him right now?
He's just having great at bats. He's playing great defensively too. So he's stepped up.
It's another night where starter kind of limited the damage. How important did you think that was that Nola was able to kind of settle in there, especially?
Yeah, it was kind of strange. The first 2 hitters of the game, I thought he was fine, and then all of a sudden he lost the plate. He lost control and command for a couple innings, 32 pitches I think in the first inning, and but he stayed with it, kept competing, kept grinding, just like he always does. And I thought the last 3 innings he looked normal, so he got better as the game went on.
Did he adjust anything?
Not that I know of.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I think he retired his last 7 hitters.
Yeah, he was really good at the end.
What do you think of Sir Anthony?
A lot better. Throwing strikes, slider looked better. He was landing it in the zone and out of the zone when he needed to. I thought he was a lot better. Encouraged by it.
Was it nice to see him do that in that's a pretty high leverage spot, 1-run game?
Yeah.
Trying to come back.
Yeah, and especially with 5 days off, because 5 days you're not sure how a guy's going to react to that. Same thing with Turnbull. He looked really sharp the first 2 hitters, and infield single, and then what's his name? Blackman catches him out front. Then he gets Tovar. So I thought both those guys on 5 days rest were pretty good.
4 runs through the first 17 innings, and then suddenly burst open for 6. What was the mindset for you, just watching them over that first 17 and then seeing them bust out? Was it like it's just a matter of time?
Yeah, it doesn't really change for me because I know that we're going to score runs at some point. It's just a matter of when. And you're going to, it's the ebbs and flows that I always talk about of the season, where sometimes you're not going to hit for a while. But I know that these guys are going to hit at some point.
You mentioned Harper coming over and saying that lefty hadn't thrown early in the game. Did you think you guys expanded a little bit against Dakota Hudson? Did you think that he just had good stuff tonight?
Yeah, I think he kept us off balance with his slider, and we had a lot of top balls, pounded a lot of balls and ran into the ground. So I'm not sure how good his stuff was. It's tough to tell from the side, but it had to be pretty good for our guys to do what they did.
Rob, you guys haven't lost consecutive games in over a month. Is that a topic of conversation, and just what does it say about the resilience of the team?
No, it's not. We don't even talk about it, to tell you the truth. So, but yeah, we've been. It's just consistency, really. We've been really consistent.
Do you see it as a credit to the pitching staff that you guys were able to stay in this game?
No doubt, no doubt. Noel's grinded through 6. We got a really good inning from Sir Anthony. Got a really good inning from Ruiz. And Turnbull shut it down, so it was good.
For a guy like Stubbs who gets so few plate appearances, like relatively, and the sample size is small, when you're struggling, the numbers might look a certain way. Just how is a guy like that able to kind of maintain confidence? Do you see him doing that?
Yeah, I think he knows his role, and he understands that it's like a everyday player at the start of the season. He's not hitting. The numbers look bad. He understands that it's a tough job, and the numbers might not look good, but his main focus really is catching and taking care of his pitcher, and he does a great job at that.
Harper seems to do these things sometimes where something will happen in one game, and then the next day he'll do something like he just did, 2 for 5 with 4 RBIs and a big homer. What's it like to watch that? You've seen it from time to time now.
He's a superstar, and that's what they do. I mean, they overcome obstacles. They control what they can control.
Did you think the home run was going out?
If that was going out, I wasn't sure if it was going to stay fair.
Yes, that was very important right there. As you can see, 1 unearned, 3.04 ERA and 11 starts this season. Let's check in with Aaron Nola. We are going to go to Aaron Nola in just a moment, but 6 innings, it is a quality start for him. I know he didn't have his best stuff, but he was able to keep them in it. Yes, and he's also really racking up those innings. His ERA went from 3.05 all the way down to 3.04. So 1/100th of a point. But no, the way, and that's the sign, it really is the sign of a veteran pitcher. Knowing, okay, I don't have this, I'm not locating this, I'm not locating that. What can I go to? In his last outing, he threw 4% cutters. In this outing, he threw 19% cutters. So this is something that shows me, like, okay, if my breaking ball isn't working as much as it's kind of rolling up there, I have to go something that we talked about in the pregame show with more of a lateral break, because the verticality of my breaking ball right now is not working. Yeah. So he started to go more cutters, more change-ups, and he was able to pitch a little bit more effectively that way. It's nice to see those pitchers have other weapons, if you will, to get guys out. When you don't have your best stuff, you have to find ways to get through and go deeper into ball games. It's exactly what Aaron Nola did tonight. Yes, he did. Kept the Phillies in this one, and they rewarded him by getting those runs late. And so he made that good start for them, saved them up quite a bit by going 6 innings. Let's check in with Aaron Nola now.
Aaron, what was it like watching that 9th inning unfold, guys coming back there?
Oh, awesome. I mean, Marsh started off with that walk, and Sos comes through again. Marsh was flying around the bases right there. It was awesome. I mean, kind of hitting was contagious that inning right there. So it's a good win right there.
How'd you feel about your outing? The first 3 innings kind of labor, and then kind of settled in.
Yeah, I felt all right. I felt like I started off pretty hot first 2 hitters, and then it kind of went haywire after that. But I felt like I settled in after that 3rd inning, and like I was throwing more strikes and getting ahead of the guys a little bit more, and was around the zone a little bit more. I feel like the first 3 innings I was kind of a little erratic. I was missing kind of big, so I settled in, and Stubby hung with me back there.
He had a big game tonight. I mean, what do you think of this game he had offensively, defensively, base
Awesome,
paths?
yeah, awesome, man. I mean, he great throw down to get that guy out at second. Stock, great catch. I mean, one of the perfect throws I've ever seen down to second base. Big hit right there in the ninth too, and he was solid back there, solid all night.
Did you make any adjustment, like in the fifth-ish? It seemed like you were more efficient as you went on. Did you figure anything out?
I just had to slow down and try to get back in the zone and get back in the strike zone and get strike one. And if I did miss, try to keep my misses small and get ahead. I mean, that was my main focus after those innings, and especially to start the inning off, get the leadoff guy out and get strike one.
Was that adjustment a little bit tougher in this park?
It's a little bit tougher, yeah. I mean, I pitch here every year, so I feel like I know how the ball is going to move. But first 3 innings were, not the best. I got the leadoff guy on. Those 2 innings, I think, at 3 innings, I got the leadoff guy on. It makes it harder. Has some guys that steal bags over there, so that was the biggest thing for me tonight.
32 pitches in the first, and yet you still go 6. I mean, is there something maybe special pride in the fact that you were able to get it out all the way through 6?
Yeah, I just want to compete. I mean, that's what I try to do every time: compete and try to go deep. Obviously want to go a little deeper, but pitch count ran up the first few innings, I felt like, and they took some good at bats when I was in the zone. But yeah, it's good to go 6 and just try to stay the bullpen a little bit. Obviously, wish I went a little bit longer just because we went in extra innings last night and a good bit of guys pitched.